powerlifting, and it always amazes me how smooth, how deep, how strong, and how beautiful their squat is. So I've been analyzing their squat and I've decided to implement a few things into my squat, and I've noticed that I squat better, I squat deeper, my squat got stronger, and I'm more comfortable compared to a powerlifting stance or a powerlifting squat. I noticed that in the weightlifting squat, they break the hips and the knees at the same time to do a squat, and this will allow them to have more of a upright posture, also because they do the high bar squat. Meanwhile, in the powerlifting squat, they break with the hips, pushing the hips back and sitting down, making the movement more glute and back dominant. And also, they can't go that deep because of this form on the squats. The goal on powerlifting is to carry the most amount of weight as possible for one rep, that's why they do this stance, which will allow them to have more leverage and have a shorter range of motion and allow them to carry the most amount of weight. And also because of this, the back tends to bend a bit, also because they do a low bar squat. Also, the Olympic weightlifting squat has a more of a forward knee travel. Meanwhile, on the powerlifting squat, the knees tend not to go past the toes. And the thing I did was to break the hips and the knees at the same time and trying to push the knees more forward, and also trying to open up my chest, trying to make my back more upright or having a more upright posture, and trying to do the low bar at the same time. And this made my squat more enjoyable. I feel more in my legs. I feel the squat smoother. My legs got bigger. I got stronger. And the main thing is I don't feel my lower back anymore, because I used to feel a lot on my lower back, and this was a limiting factor for me. And maybe because of this, I would injure myself quite a bit in the past, or I couldn't progress as smooth or as good as now, because I always had some lower back injuries. And since I'm a tall person, I'm 6'2" or 187 centimeters, we tend to have a weaker lower back. And squatting for us is pretty hard, and more if you have long femurs. And I personally think that mixing a lower bar and an Olympic weightlifting will make you stronger or will give you more potential in your squats. But I don't think everybody can do this, do a kind of a low bar and an Olympic weightlifting squat, because it requires a lot of hip mobility, ankle mobility, and mobility in the knee, a strong core, and I don't think everybody can do it, but I think everybody should train for it. In my case, it made me enjoy the squat way more. I feel the muscles in my legs way more, and all of that. Olympic weightliftings are strong at the squat, and even though the squat is not their main movement, the squat is a secondary movement that will help them with the main movement. So they don't focus a lot on squats, but their squats are pretty strong. And I believe that if an Olympic weightlifter tried powerlifting for a couple of years, they could set records, because they're pretty strong. They could set records in the squat with a few years of training, or even a year of training. So my question is Olympic weightlifting stance or forming squat plus low bar squat, mixing them is the key for a good squat? I also believe that squatting like this will make you less prone to injuries, mainly in the lower back, in the knees even, because if you go low, you're making your knees way stronger compared if you go only 9 degrees or a little bit down, or powerlifting competition form or whatever. And I believe also that the more deep ATG squats you do, the stronger your parallel or powerlifting competition standards squat will become more strong or will get stronger. And yeah, that was it. That I wanted to share, and see y'all in the next video.